Are the Niners still the best team in the NFC West?
Yeah, we are. We are. I mean, they
Why?
beat the Lions, but the Panthers, well, number one is we're still the king. We're still the king of the heap. We went the farthest. We represented the best postseason out of all the teams. Not only did we go the farthest out of all the teams, we actually beat one of the teams 3 times last year. We beat Seattle 3 times last year, including the playoffs included. Arizona
Mhm.
is a shell of themselves, and we beat them, notwithstanding. And right now, we're on pace outside. We haven't played Seattle once yet, but we're on pace where we've beaten damn near 40% of the league thus far, with one win against Arizona and one win against the Rams. So
Mm.
I think we're still the class of our conference until otherwise, right? We still got to see Seattle, and I'm on record. A couple of us are. I believe Jesse is on record as well. I think this actually came from Jesse, where he pointed this out to me. But Seattle's ready for us. It's going to
Yeah.
be a game when we see Seattle, man. I'm telling you, it's going to be a game. That secondary, that rookie that they got,
Yeah.
Woolen, because I feel like that's what beats us. We good D linemen against us, we can play around a good D line,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
a good D line against us, you got to be able to have D linemen across the whole board, right? And
Yeah.
very few teams are like the Eagles or the Browns, where they got guys from end to end that could really
Yeah.
cause problems for us. But really, where defenses really get at us, strong secondaries.
Mhm.
Corners who know how to hold the edge, corners who refuse to be blocked, who are not scared to stick their beak in the run game, corners that are sticky and know how to play man. Those are the teams that do really bad for us, because those are guys that say, we're not playing zone against you, Brock Purdy. We're not going to let you pick a spot and know the answers to the test pre-snap. We're going to play man. I'm going to be on top of Debo, and Debo's got to get open. Okay. Brandon Ayuk has got to get open. And then when you got to get open, you got to find them. And not only do you got to find them, but you got to have the arm strength to get the ball there wherever I tend to be on the plane of the field. So you can't play that way against us unless you have the secondary to play behind it. And the Seattle Seahawks are one of those teams where they have savvy enough corners where not only can they play in pass protection, but they refuse to be blocked in the run game. And if you look at us, that's where a lot of the strength of the physicality from our offense comes from. It comes from the edges. It comes from the crack blocks. It comes from Jawan Jennings and Brandon Ayuk and Ray McLeod blocking on the backside, and Debo Samuel getting out on the edges. And we take strong, big players and we put them against smaller players in space. Why do you think we put so much onus on our offensive linemen being able to run and being able to get outside? Because we want them in favorable matchups. But when you have to stand pat and play ball, and you can't run away, and you have players that are fast enough and savvy enough not to be fooled, then it's the clever shit is over. Now we can play ball. Now it's time to
Yeah.
play ball. And
Yeah.
that's the conversation that I'm worried about for us. Can we really play ball when we're done fooling everybody?
Yeah, because the thing with the Niners is, like, you have Christian McCaffrey, but teams have been slowing him down. And then the other guy that has been so good this year is Ayuk. He's
Mm-hmm.
really, like, you need a really, really good corner to match up with him.
Mm-hmm.
And the Browns had one. And Denzel Ward pretty much got the best. And Emerson. They had two guys, and they got the best of Brandon Ayuk. I feel like the Seahawks with Devin Witherspoon, their rookie, I think
Mm-hmm.
he can cover Brandon Ayuk. This is a new addition to this team that they didn't have last year. Devin Witherspoon, I think that makes him a lot better. And then adding Frank Clark, I think is huge for them. Maybe he's washed up, but I think
Mm-hmm.
he's a good player, and I think he's going to be perfect for them. I'm not.
Yeah.
I part of me feels like they are better than the Niners. Maybe not. That first round pick, that wide receiver from Ohio State, isn't doing anything for him. Geno Smith coming back down to earth a little bit, but so is Purdy.
Yeah, their game. And that's another reason why I'm worried about Seattle as well is these are the type of games where when you play a divisional opponent, records don't matter. It doesn't matter where you stand in the season. It really is the rival. It's a one-off. It's a point in time. So for me, I don't care how good or how bad we are. Like when we come to see Arizona, Seattle, or LA, it's really about who really wants to win that day. period, right? And Seattle, for what it's worth, even when we were hot, outside of the Eagles, who basically ended the game in the parking lot, there's only two teams that that showed a sound game plan against us that slowed us down. And that was Seattle and Dallas, right? Dallas ran out of steam when they lost Tony Pollard, and they really couldn't do anything with us after that. They actually did good. They held our offense to pedestrian performances and points. But Seattle had a game plan. They just could not stop the run. They didn't have anybody inside. But that's not who we are anymore, right? I'm wondering when we're going to start running them in between the tackles and start toughening up. But after 7 games, I'm starting to ask, do we have that in the bag? Is that something we can actually do outside of closing out a game for a series or two? Can we really put Jordan Mason on the field for fucking 25 touches? Can we do that?
No. And I think the issue here is that, like, Jordan Mason, they don't have an offense for Jordan Mason. They might have a package of plays for Jordan Mason as a change of pace running back, but the offense is geared around Christian McCaffrey, and he's way different than Jordan Mason. And really, he's different than all the other running backs on the roster. So he has to play all the time because the offense wouldn't work without him on the field. It's all about leveraging what he can do in the run game and the pass game. He runs outside the tackles very well, and he runs routes. Like, that's not Ty Davis-Price or Elijah Mitchell or Jordan Mason. So now you got like all these backups who run a different offense that Kyle Shanahan hasn't spent much time developing.
I really do feel that way, Grant. Like we've been racking our brain over this. Why aren't they playing these other guys? And it's starting to become quite clear. There's way too much that you have to shut down in the offense just to get production out of JP Mason and TDP. And on top of it, we don't even have the athletes on the offensive line to truly get the best out of them. I mean, you can run outside zone with JP Mason, but really he's duo and gap scheme. It's like, bro, let's get downhill with this guy. Do we got the guards for that? Right? Do we got the tackles for that? I don't think we do.